Today's trip, I'm going to show you the Remnants of War Museum. That's where they keep all the pictures, all the ammunitions, the guns that were used during war. In fact, sometimes they showed, I think they also showed here the tanks and maybe helicopter. So that's what we'll go through. So stay with me, we'll take a look at it. At this point, we are entering, this is the entrance of the War Remnants Museum. This is where they accumulated all of the old helicopters that were used by the Americans, tanks, and certain pictures. Obviously, I cannot show you each and every picture, but this is just going to show you basically what you will find in this museum. Here's an example. I'm just scanning through all the photographs taken by newspaper people, the journalists, and I saw one picture here that I still recall. I was still young in the United States when I saw this, I think in Life magazine. I'm going to pinpoint where it is, and this is some of the ammunitions being used. This is a 60mm mortar, the other one. Now this one is the 81mm mortar. This one is the 60mm mortar. So they use different size mortars. And this one I think is the bazooka. Let me see. Oh no, I think it's the other one. This one is a little bit too big for a bazooka. Oh, this one is a 75 recoilless rifle. 75mm. Whew, that's big. Now this one is the bazooka. What do they call this? They call this the 3.5-inch rocket launcher. That's the bazooka. That's good for tanks. And amazing. Too much waste though. Too much waste. Not only of this equipment being left behind or being obviously wasted, but also human lives. But nevertheless, it's part of the history. These are the different size bullets that they use. Some are so big, some are a little bit smaller. Some I would imagine are just rifles. The other one are special equipment. And these are like bombs that they use. They drop from a plane. I think this is too big to be manually loaded on a hand-carried weapon. That's probably bomb being dropped from the sky, and I don't know what the heck this is. Nevertheless, it's a ruin. These are some broken items, maybe from tanks or bombs or whatnot. They accumulated them all, and here's a lot of the pictures, the ugliness of war in Vietnam. Well, any war for that matter. Wow. See all this? These are the different guns that were used. Some seem to be so old. I don't know if they were used by the Viet Cong, by the Vietnamese people, or if they were American made, but they seem to be so old. Now look at that machine gun or submachine gun. It looks like it's an old style European weapon of some kind. Let me see. Now these are the AK-45s that are more modern and currently in use, still in use. That one again, I think that's a bark. It's called a bark. This one I don't know. I've never seen this one before. I recognize those, but they come in different sizes. I don't see the weapons used by the Israelis. So that those are like rocket launcher, small rocket launcher. Oh, that is the bar, the one on the left, BAR. It's called BAR. I don't know what that means. If I find out, I'm going to put a label on it. See, different weapons used. I'm sure they're like specialty weapons used for certain specific purposes. The one on the left and the right, the second one, the middle, I would say they're machine guns. That one I think is a bazooka. The one on the left I think is a bazooka. This is another broken, could be a wing from an airplane. You can just pause and read that if you want. Oh, more pictures, more and more pictures, bombs. So many things to see in this museum. Oh, looks like this is the announcement that the Vietnamese were using for the prisoners. Those are the speakers, I mean, that are being used on a stand. And these are more pictures, a lot of pictures that are horrific. I don't even think I want to see these pictures. If you do, just pause it, and if you want, you can enlarge it and take a look at it. So this is just going to give you a flavor of what this museum has. Outside the museum are tanks, remnants of war. Those are tanks used during the Vietnam War.
Scientist man, the scientist man and the king man. Inside they still do, as a function of the post office. Yeah, but more for tourists. They're open for tourists. They have some souvenir shops selling stand or postcard. We go inside. We can see the map of the whole city. Saigon in 1892. And the map of Mekong Delta. We are going there. Mekong Delta. So nowadays, here they're opening for tourists, more for tourists.
Yeah.
Okay, how about
Oh, I don't see her in the screen.
That's all right.
Thanks. Sorry.
And this is a shopping area right inside the post office. So there's a lot of shopping, opportunity for shopping that you can do inside the post office. This, of course, is the Notre Dame Cathedral, which unfortunately we cannot see inside because there's a lot of renovation going on. Look at how tall the front of that church is going to be. And these are some people congregating outside, enjoying the day. Sorry, the music stopped when I was taking the video, so I just gave you a preview of what is available to be seen at the museum, which is the Remnants of War in Vietnam. The pictures are really horrific, not only from the Vietnamese or the Viet Cong side, but also from the American side. There is so much. There are booby traps. I'm going to show you that later. On another episode of this Vietnam tour used by the Vietnamese, and they're quite horrific. But then when you look at the Americans, they also tend to abuse certain things. In fact, I can't remember that one guy, I saw this in the museum, was tried and convicted because he killed innocent Vietnamese people. So it's not only on the Vietnamese side, but even on the American side, it's unforgivable. I don't know what this war brings. Any war, for that matter, not just the Vietnam War. Every time there is war, nothing good comes out of it. In fact, I was just thinking, Ukraine is a beautiful city. I was watching it before they were bombed by Russia. And now there is so much destruction. I don't know how they could reconstruct the historic buildings, and it's a shame. It's a shame. So and now there is a fear of China doing something, and then of course politics. They say, it is the Americans who are creating this, and blah blah blah. Well, who knows who's telling the truth? Somebody knows up there. But hopefully all this war is going to stop. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. There will be more episodes that I'm going to show you. Please do share this with others, and I'll appreciate it if you click like down below, and if you can subscribe to my channel unless you have already done so. Make it a great day, and God bless.